welcome back guys to my channel. And someone requested a gardening video, so whoop, I just tripped over the hose. Anyway, someone requested a gardening video, and so I thought that I should actually probably film it. But I have done a lot of gardening since that has been requested. So this is my garden so far. Mitch and I made the corrugated iron garden bed. We didn't actually buy it. I think you can buy them at Bunnings or something. What I did this morning was, when I went to Bunnings, I ended up getting some little basil plants, like little seedlings, and I just got 4. And see, I already had 1 basil plant, and I really like this basil plant. It was just that I use a lot of basil. Like, you've seen some of my recipe videos, I'll link them up the top. You'll know I like to use a lot of basil, and I thought 1 bush will not be enough. So I have planted, now I have 5 bushes. I have just been watering them every day, probably twice a day at the moment, until they sort of get a bit more established. I'm not an avid gardener. Disclaimer, I don't know that much about gardening. I'm a beginner, so we'll be going on this journey together. I'm just walking around the back of my yard. Another thing that I've planted, we have this weird little awkward spot in the back of the yard. This awkward spot here. So we've got the pool pump over there. Like, we've got the pool pump, and it's like, so they put the pipes in here, and then anyway, if I plant something here, it can't have very deep roots, because if I plant it there, then the roots are going to disturb the piping, and that is not ideal. So anyway, it's a bit annoying because I have to plant very specific things there. So at the moment I have some edible flowers. Look, I know they're sad, I know. We'll get a close-up on how sad they are. They are very, very, very sad. And I mean, there's some leaves that aren't quite dead, but they're quite pretty, these. I'll pop the name up because I can't remember it at the moment, but these are edible flowers. The reason they're not very happy is because I actually got them from the Tablelands, and so they had to go through a wonderfully long 4-hour drive, and they weren't too happy about it. And they haven't got any roots established yet because I only planted these last night. So I'm hoping that in maybe a week I'll start seeing them flourish a little bit more, and I will update you on that. I'm not sure if I want to film this first part and then like do a second part to this video, or just include both parts in one, like, oh, this is what I started with, and in like 2 weeks time this is what I have. So I'll show you the garden space we have at the moment. We've got this space, the pool is just here, and then we've got this garden space along the side. And we chopped out all these palms, as you would have seen in one of my previous videos in A Day in the Life, and now I haven't planted anything here. This particular area, it doesn't, I don't know, the soil's okay. I'll probably have to prep it a little bit more, and I want to get in like a trailer load of soil, but I don't have a trailer, so that will probably be something I need to do in the next couple of weeks, because soil in Townsville isn't that great. It's got a lot of clay usually, and it's just not very arable soil. So you got to do a lot of like prepping. I've been using a lot of gypsum, but also getting in my own dirt makes a big difference. So this is the other garden space that we have. We have our shed just here, and isn't that cute? We have like little mandarins. I'm pretty sure they're mandarins, but this mandarin tree came with the house and it's not very happy. It needs a trim because look how massive it is. It should probably not be that big. So we've got this space here as well, and I'm not sure what I meant to do with this space. I'm debating whether or not I should put pumpkins, because pumpkins grow pretty much anywhere. The other option is I want to plant some sweet potatoes and things, but yeah, I don't know how good the soil is, so I will need to also put new soil layers on the top of this one. So that's almost up to date. Now I'll tell you what I'm doing today. I did not finish telling you what I'm putting in this garden over here. So going back to before, this is my main garden at the moment because we haven't put in a lot of other ones. We've got things like, I've got another parsley here. I also have a parsley in a pot over here. This parsley here. But I love parsley, so I wanted to have a lot more. So when I was at Bunnings this morning, I planted another row of 4 parsley. These are onion chives, just here. And they've only been planted a day or so. I got them from a clipping, like a trimming, from my auntie. Actually, I got a lot of things, which I'll show you in a minute. This little sweet potato here, this guy just came up on his own. And I'm going to have to transplant him because he will take over and the other plants will not be happy. I've also planted some rosemary. I think I'm going to find that in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, I would have probably planted too much in this garden. It's like going to overflow and things will have to compete. So, we'll deal with that when it comes. But that sweet potato definitely cannot stay in there because it will take over everything. There's a few things that will. Sweet potatoes are one of them. Pumpkins can. So speaking of pumpkin, there's actually a pumpkin that came up just here. And I should probably transplant it because it can, just like sweet potato, take over the garden a little bit. These are my eggplants. I've got 2 eggplants here. And then I have 2 in pots over here, but these ones are not very happy. They have like a weird little aphid kind of infestation, and it's really not a happy camper. So I don't know if those ones are going to survive. Also, when I was at my auntie's, she gave me some dragon fruit. She did actually get some roots. You can see the roots just under here, which I've planted in a pot for now. We have to build a trellis for the dragon fruit because they do climb, but they're very, very heavy. So we need to build like a super strong trellis. So we've got some wood that we managed to get from like the dump, and well, actually it wasn't the dump. They were offcuts from building sites, and the tradies were like, yeah man, you can have our wood, and I was like, thank you, this is why I love Australia. And yeah, so we got that extra wood. That's actually where we got this corrugated iron right here. It was so nice of them. So today's activities. Mitch and I have actually got 3 more of these types of garden beds. They're not made yet. We just cut all the pieces out and they're flat packed at the moment, and we've just got to put them together. So our plan is today, well, I know it's pretty late. I think it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. But today we will assemble them, the rest of them, and we're actually going to put them out the front because there's not too many places where I can really put them. So I think we're going to put them out the front because there's like this big area out the front where nothing really is. So we'll probably do that. My gardening aim for the moment is to actually just get some really common vegetables, herbs, fruits, and things just established, because the things that we use most will obviously cost the most money because we buy them the most often. So I think that if we plant those, it'll end up saving us some money. So the things we eat a lot, like I mentioned before, we've got eggplants, basil, parsley. I'm just looking in the garden over there. Lemongrass, we have a lot of curries and things. Tomatoes, but the tomatoes aren't very happy at the moment. I think because they were in pots and they weren't very happy in pots, I did plant one out into that garden over there. So today's agenda, I am planting out some legumes. I've just soaked them in water for 2 nights, just because I heard it can help them like bud. What is that? I don't know what that word is. But anyway, so this is a taro. This is the top of a taro. As you can see, it's actually got a really cool pattern on the inside. It's like purple streaks in a white flesh. So I'm going to plant this one because I had taro for the first time the other day and it was so good. So we're going to plant that one. We are also going to plant, oops, we're also going to plant some yam. So this is a piece of yam that I got recently. I actually got these from the markets in Atherton. Actually, it was in Tolga, but like, anyway, Atherton Tablelands. I got a lot of things from the markets. There were some really lovely Papua New Guinean women who showed us how to plant them and things. So that's something that I'm going to plant as well. I've got 2 ends of the yam. I really like yam. This is the other end of yam. They don't really look like much at the moment, but hopefully they will. Then I just got some purple sweet potato, which I'm pretty keen about because we love sweet potato. The other things that I'm going to plant out at the moment is we've got some, excuse if you can hear my roommates inside, they're always talking. But yeah, I've just got some ginger, also from my auntie on the Tablelands. Shout out to you because you're fabulous. And she also gave me some turmeric, which we're going to plant out as well. We're going to plant it all into pots because my plan is to actually plant... Oh, there's a shadow, sorry. My plan is to actually plant them in the gardens that we're going to put out the front, but since they aren't assembled yet, I'm going to put them all in pots, and then once the gardens are assembled and we actually fill them is the big thing, because, you know, we have to hire a trailer and all sorts of things to get them filled. Until then, I want their roots a little bit established and I don't want them to die. So I'm going to plant them in pots. I've just got some little pots here. These 2, I did drop one on the floor, but I've also got a white one here. And this one just here. So that's what we're going to do. I did do some indoor plants as well, but this is more of a edible gardening session. If I get around to it, I will show you my indoor plants because you can see them on the corner here. They're so lovely. We'll do a time lapse and we'll get into it.
2 a.m. in the car playing our favorite song. Turn it up, windows down, we sing along.
Just getting some potting mix.
The summer night has just begun. The moon is bright, let's have some fun.
I'm just going to leave the head of the taro exposed out of the soil, just so that, I think that's how it grows. I don't know much about taro. So let me know in the comments if you have any advice for how to grow taro or yam or anything else I've been talking about this video, because I love the advice of other people, because you may know more than me. In fact, you probably do. But this is all for fun and it's learning.
Baby, don't leave. They don't need to know we're out here wild and free. They say we're crazy, it's too much. And yeah, we're crazy, deep in love.
So this is the finished product. We have turmeric, well, the finished product other than ginger, because I ran out of pots and I've got to get some more out of the shed down the other end of the yard, which you can't see. So we've planted the turmeric, we have taro here, this is the yam, and these are the purple sweet potatoes. I've left the tops of all of these sticking out because I figure they will grow better that way. I'm not actually sure. And now I'm just going to take them over to the ground.
Even tonight I'm thinking that I don't wanna go. This is everything with you right next to me. So alive, and tonight I'm thinking.
So that's pretty much all for this gardening video. I hope that was a little bit interesting. This is more of just an introductory video to my gardening. I'll do some updates on how everything's growing, and you'll be able to see those in the future. So, yeah, I really hope those grow. It'd be really sucky if they didn't. On the budget side of things, I am a uni student, so, well, I'm kind of a uni student. I'm on break at the moment, but still, I guess, enrolled and a student. Yeah, you gotta choose things for your garden that are actually going to save you money and that aren't gonna cost you more to actually look after than what they're giving you. For example, I've got my basil. They're pretty low maintenance and it's something we use all the time. And when you think about it, you save a bunch of money because basil at Woolworths or something is about $3 for a little bunch. And, you know, if we get 2 of those a week, you know, that's $6 a week. That adds up a lot. So it actually saves us a lot of money, and I can freeze it if you want. You don't usually put it on fresh things when you freeze it, but you can still use it and blend it and make pestos and things, which I have done before, and they're really good still. And other things like parsley. A lot of herbs I find cost a lot of money. So herbs is something that I'm currently focusing on because they will save me a lot of money if I can grow them myself. As you can see, like I'm just potting up the sweet potatoes and the yam and taro and things like that. Things that like aren't necessarily that expensive, but they are pretty commonplace, and I think they'll end up saving you money as well. But herbs are a really big thing. So my one tip for anyone who's starting a garden is think about the things that you use most. Sorry, my arm's getting sore. Think about the things that you use most in your kitchen, and of those, what are the most expensive that you normally have to buy. For me, in my place in Townsville, that's herbs, so that is my focus. So that is my tip for you guys. Focus on the things that you use the most, that you could think, oh, it'd be so nice if I didn't have to buy this all the time and I could just get it from the garden, because it would save me so much money. So that's my top tip for today's gardening. So thanks for watching today's video, and I'm meeting my garden over here. And please subscribe, please give it a like and give it a thumbs up because it really, really supports my channel. I'm so sorry that I didn't upload when I was supposed to last week. It was just because my grandmother actually broke her leg and I had to go help, and there was things like that. And yes, I just didn't have time to get another video out. So I do apologize. I will continue to strive to get a video out every week on a Wednesday. So I really, really appreciate it. So I really, really appreciate all of your guys' support. And drop a comment about any gardening advice you guys have, or tell me about your gardens. What do you guys grow and how do you grow it? Or if you've got any amazing gardening tips, let me know and I'll update you soon. Bye.